Um, any other particular anecdotes or stories you remember about about making of the film before it becomes this huge hit? Just the raw making of it.
I know a lot of anecdotes that I can't tell you. Excuse me.
Any that are G-rated or PG-13?
None of them.
Wow, that's even better. Okay. So the film comes out. It's a huge hit, and especially with a certain cult audience. Were you prepared for that kind of success?
Whatever comes, you make a movie and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I've had my share of both. So, you have to keep your equilibrium. But it was great. That picture was great because it put Kurt into a new place, okay? Into a place that he got to play certain kinds of characters that ordinarily people wouldn't think of him as. They wouldn't think of Kurt Russell playing a tough guy. He can play anything. I've always maintained Kurt can play the phone book. He can find a way to play it. He can play the yellow pages. He will find something as an actor to play almost anything you give him.
Good at charades, I bet. It'd be fun to play charades with him. It's funny and it's kind of ironic that Kurt does become this kind of cult idol or cult figure as Snake, and yet the more I'm learning about him, the more it seems like he would just shun that kind of appreciation. Or did you witness any of that? How did he handle his rise?
Kurt is a complicated person like all of us, He loves acting. He always has. I think he loves baseball more. At least he claims he does. He will, on the one hand, put down the trappings of Hollywood and success. He will say, I don't want to work anymore. I want to retire. I want to get out of it. But once he's doing it again, you can see the love comes back. It is rekindled in him. He's a basic kind of guy. In some ways, Kurt's a real blue-collar guy, which is what I relate to because I am too. He came from a working family. He came from a family of actors. He was a working guy, and his ethic is let's go to work, let's get it done, let's go home. And that's my kind of guy.
And elaborating on that thought, I found from what I've read and from other interviews, he's very much a family man. And family has its place as equally high, if not higher than work. Has that been your experience of him?
But I know him so well. Yes, he's very dedicated to family. He's very dedicated to his children, to Goldie, to his life. And yet there's a part of him that's going to always be an enigma. And to think that you figured Kurt Russell out is to misjudge the man. He's much more complicated than we give him credit for.
That's beautiful. That'll be our title, The Enigma. The Baseball Enigma. We'll have some kind of baseball theme running through this whole thing, just as a little inside joke. Skipping forward to Big Trouble in Little China. Can you talk about how he approached this role, which was kind of different?
Kurt read the script and wanted to play it, and at the time I said, well, what do you want to play? You got to play something here. And he said, okay, I'll come up with something. And then we started shooting, and the second day he was doing it, I said, it was John Wayne. You're playing John Wayne. And if you watch the movie, that's exactly, he's doing the same phrasing. He's just rolling his lines out like John Wayne used to do, just like this. And it's unbelievably funny. And we had a blast. That was one of the most fun experiences we had together. That was a blast to make.
And what in particular about it made it so fun?
Well, how can you not love a kung fu action ghost story set in modern-day Chinatown? I mean, it's a blast. We had martial artists flying around. We had Kurt with his 80s hairdo playing John Wayne. It was just a lot of fun.
Oh, that's great. Now, by this time, you've worked together a couple of times. Does Kurt have a good sense of the story and the character and kind of his role in the bigger picture?
Oh, yeah. Well, Kurt has written before. He's written screenplays. He knows it all. from script to print. He understands movies. So when he reads a script, he looks at what his character has to do and what the story is about. But, you know, he'll make interesting choices. That's the thing about him. He loves to take chances. He loves to play different kinds of characters. He won't play exactly what you think sometimes, and he'll never come at a role like you think he will. He'll always find some twist. He'll always make everything he does his own. He's a brilliant actor. There's no doubt about it in my mind.